March 10th, 2026 regular Planning Commission meeting is called to order. The time is 6 p.m. Before we begin, commissioners, please put away cell phones. If you have personal business during the meeting, please move for a recess. If you are participating telephonically, please mute your phone unless you are speaking. Also, when speaking, please state your name for those streaming the meeting. As a reminder to attendees, this meeting is being streamed live. The camera is located in the back of the council chambers above the clock. Will the planning clerk please call the roll?
Thank you, Commissioner Seals. Commissioner Stafford?
Present.
Commissioner Brown?
Here.
Commissioner Seals?
Here.
Or
Here.
yes, Commissioner Langell?
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. We're both here.
Commissioner DeYoung is not present at this time, and I don't believe that there is an excused absence. But Commissioner Seals, you do have a quorum with Commissioners Stafford, Brown, and Langell in the chambers.
Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I will lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item of business is approval of the agenda. Before changes are discussed, are there conflicts of interest to declare?
Mr. Chair, I move that we accept the agenda as presented.
Is there an objection?
Mr. Chair, I just wanted to note that I need to withdraw my request to add the item to tonight's agenda and defer to your decision on that matter.
Thank you. Hearing no objections.
Which item was that?
I don't think it's here on, it's not in our packet tonight,
Oh,
is
okay.
it?
But it was submitted to the chair, so I just wanted the
Yeah,
record to be
it's
clear.
moving through the proper channels.
So it's withdrawn. I guess I just wanted it on the record that it's.
Thank you for making that clear. With no other changes, agenda or objections, the agenda will stand as presented unless objection is raised. Next on the agenda are reports. Our acting city planner, do you have a report for us this evening?
I do, thank you, Chair. Just a quick rundown of some things that pertain to planning and the commission. One is,
It's really,
yeah, it is kind of squirrely, huh? Let's try this other one. Is that better? Okay. One is we were notified on Friday that conditional use permit 2601 for Byler Construction was withdrawn and did not go forward with an appeal process. The comp plan is going forward quite nicely. They have a steering committee meeting this Thursday. They've had a lot of engagement. Almost 100% of the people are showing up for the meetings, which is great. They finished the transportation, economic development, and facilities chapters. This next meeting, they'll be going over zoning, permitted uses, how things get developed, both process and how things look. They attended the Matsu Transportation Fair that was at the fairgrounds. They'll be participating in the Economic Summit, which will be April 1st and 2nd. If you guys would like to attend, it's going to be at Evangelo's on the 1st of April, and on the 2nd will be a tour of the My House's new facility, the Carson Cottle facility, the UAF material handling site, and one other location. There'll be 3 tour sites.
What time was April 1st?
It starts at 9 o'clock. And you can go to the chamber for tickets. We also have the state of Wasilla. It's Jerry, I'm gonna do it at the end. I've lost my voice. Go ahead. I'll do it at the end.
At the end.
I guess I asked her a question and she lost her voice.
Thanks, Simon. Do we have, moving on, do we have a report from our city attorney?
Nothing to report.
We are now at persons to be heard, time for members of the public to share their views with the planning commission. This is not a question and answer period or a time for dialogue. Speakers may be referred to administration, or issues raised may be taken under advisement by the commission or administration. Anyone wishing to step forward may do so at this time. Where'd he go?
Yeah, I thought he wanted to talk.
You'd leave.
Huh?
He didn't leave. He's out there.
Oh.
He's getting a phone call.
Did you wish to speak tonight, sir?
Thank you.
Briefly. I just had to
Well, I'm inviting you to the,
sign it on page.
perfect. He needs to still sign in on this one, right?
So does anyone remember my name?
Yes. Starts, your last name starts with a L.
I'm on the other side of the street, I'm
First
sorry.
name. Dude. Huh. Oh, well. He's gonna state it in a minute.
So I need to push a button.
Yes.
Good evening, our planning commission here. I'm Michael Fugier, and I was at a meeting a couple weeks ago about the 26-01, CU 26-01, and I'm very happy to commend you on the great job you've done on rectifying what us in the community saw as a problem. And even looking at the stuff that I was just looking at here, you've gone one big step forward with that by, specifying what can and can't be built on that commercial property. So I really appreciate that. I think the only question that I would have, if I had not filed the appeal, would we be in this same position?
It's not a question or answer period.
Okay, anyway, I wanted to thank you, the planning clerks, the girls down here, everyone helped me out so well with that. And pretty much we proved the case, between all of us working together, we proved the case that that particular project should not have gone through. So I appreciate that. And
I will speak for myself as part of the commission. We thank you very much. I'm very proud of our city and the people that work for it and the way they handle business. I
wanted to thank you for being involved. Stay involved. Your neighbors, stay involved.
yeah, well, we had an advantage. I had access to 76 people out of the 141 that were notified. Thank you much for your time.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye.
With no one else wishing to speak. Next item of business is approval of the minutes. Will the planning clerk please read the items of approval under approval of minutes?
Thank you, Commissioner Seals. We have the regular meeting minutes for the February 10th and February 24th, 2026 Planning Commission meetings.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes as read?
Commissioner Stafford, motion to approve the minutes is read.
Commissioner Brown, second.
Is there any objection to the motion? Is there any discussion? With no objection, the motion passes and has been approved. Next on the agenda is legislative recommendations, actions. With no items under legislative recommendations, actions, we move on to quasi-judicial hearings. With no new items under quasi-judicial hearings, we move to unfinished business. We are now at unfinished business. With no unfinished business, we move to communications. We are now at communications. Would the planning clerk please read the items for approval under communications into the record?
Thank you, Commissioner Seals. We have under communications, the memo from titled Commissioner Request for Reports for Permits Issued that was requested to be published publicly under this agenda item during the last planning commission meeting from that was authored by Holly Wells. And then we have permits issued February 18th through March 3rd of 2026, and our violations list for February 18th, 2026 through March 3rd, 2026. And lastly, we have Matsu Borough Planning Commission agendas from February 26th, 2026, March 2nd, 2026, and then an upcoming agenda for March 16th, 2026.
Is there any discussion by the commission?
Mr. Chair, on the memo from the attorney, the memo was greatly appreciated. It clarified quite a few items. But this is to the chair. Could you please advise on the appropriate steps the commission takes on regarding the attorney's recommendations?
Sure, we can do that. Is there any further discussion?
I guess when I read the letter, it's not a recommendation. The planning commission directed the attorney to codify our discussion in writing. So it's not a recommendation, it's what we as a planning commission had voted on. And this is just codified it in writing, so the public and we would have an understanding on what we can and cannot do and should not do with enforcement law. Because several conversations has come up in previous meetings about the law. So this is just codifying what we agreed to a couple of meetings ago. So I think it's more than a recommendation.
Chairman or Commissioner Langell, it's very clear that item number 1 says, or the paragraph, the attorney's quote, "I recommend the following." It is not stating that these are now rules of the commission. I think rules of the commission would require, and I would turn to the attorney on site, doesn't that official action require at least a resolution?
Where does
Or
it say what she said?
I am looking at page 1 of 2 of the attorney's memo.
Oh, I see. She's reading it her last line.
Is this on? Yeah, it's on.
Okay. Truthfully, I'm not sure that you necessarily need a resolution because the list is not something that you're voting on or received by code. I believe that the previous discussions were with the previous city planner on what information they would include. So I think that would be to you, Crystal. But it's not necessarily a commission action from my understanding.
It's information.
Sure, yes. In this memo, Holly provided the reasons why there isn't more information on the permit reports and the enforcement logs, and recommends that if the commission is wanting more information, that it can perhaps through the planning department request that more information is given, but only after the appeal period has expired, and only have information to the extent that the public has, which they can look up online.
Are you satisfied?
Yes, I agree. It's information only. It doesn't
Thank you,
require any
Commissioner
action
Brown.
from the commission.
Is there any further discussion? With no further discussion, we move to audience comments. We are now at audience comments, a time for members of the public to share their views with the commission. This is not a question and answer period or a time for dialogue. Speakers may be referred to administration, or issues raised may be taken under advisement by the council or administration. Is there anyone present who would like to address the commission? We now move on to comments. Does the city attorney have any comments?
No.
Commissioner Brown, do you have any comments?
Skipped her.
I'm letting her go last because her
Oh.
voice.
Oh,
She said something about going last.
oh, okay. Yeah, again, city attorney, pass on to your office that I appreciate the memos you wrote outlining all of that we've been discussing for quite some time now. So hopefully the public and the commission can put that to bed and understand it. So thanks for that, and thanks for the city attorney, the planning department, and the clerk department on the last audience that is now resolved. So thanks for the good work everybody's doing.
Thank you. Commissioner Stafford.
I want to thank the city council for taking action on clarifying what can and can't be done in commercial zones. That was kind of part of the issue a couple meetings ago, and so I just want to say thank you to the city council, Councilmember Cottle is here, and to the rest of them for clarifying things. We as the planning commission don't make the rules, so it's nice to have the rules clarified for us.
Thank you, Commissioner Stafford. Commissioner Langell, do you have any comments?
Well, I wanted to send out kudos to Councilman Graham for introducing 2607 for the potential rewrite of chapter 16/commercial. Has that been referred to the planning commission? Yes, it has. I'm sorry, is it okay to ask questions?
Yes.
Okay. When does the 45-day period start?
Thank you, Commissioner Langell. The clock has started, and I met with the clerks today, specifically making sure we can meet their requirements, because 45 days is pretty quick. So the next the next commission meeting we will bring forward legislation to introduce and have the discussion, a committee of the whole, and then you guys will give us the directive on what action you want us to take. The following commission meeting, we will take the vote on it and then move that up to the council.
Okay, so it starts now. Thank you.
Yes.
City attorney, do you have any comments? I mean, city acting.
Yeah, I have a voice now, so I don't know what that was all about, but I apologize. I guess I was so excited about the opening statement there. So I was just letting you know the comp plan, they are gonna be at the State of the City luncheon, which is the 21st of April. We're gonna put some good little questions in there about, did you know about Wasilla? And then they'll have a booth at the home show, which is April 25th at the Menard Center. Some upcoming items, you guys, we're gonna require some input from you. One is, Commissioner Langell brought up the ordinance 2607, what that looks like going forward. So we will bring forward the legislation the next meeting for that committee of the whole conversation, and then get the direction from you guys of what the final legislation that goes to council will be. We've also had some discussions about our monthly meetings, and after going back and looking at some video, I am suggesting that we keep our meetings very succinct. The first meeting of the month would be planning focused. If we have presentations or we have some planning legislation, that would be the time to introduce it. And the second meeting would be quasi-judicial. That would be for any hearing. I think that that would give us the time that we might need for a hearing. We wouldn't be rushed. It would keep us very focused on the procedures we need to follow. I did talk to the city clerk about what times we could do a quasi-judicial hearing. Right now, it's just scheduled from 6 to 8, but if you wanted to do it in the afternoon from 3 to 6, we could do that too. I know I'm just kind of taking a poll. If you guys could give us some input, maybe think about it and get back to the clerk, or if you want to give me some direction now, that's just what we're thinking to streamline the process as we go forward with meetings. If we do not have a quasi-judicial application to hear that night, then it would cause me to potentially ask for a no meeting that night.
Is it okay if I ask a question?
Yeah.
So how would that impact, if someone's waiting for a decision to move ahead, they're waiting to hire contractors, if instead of having an opportunity to be heard every 2 weeks, it went to once a month, would that cause an undue delay to the process? Would be my concern.
Yeah, it could. I mean, I think that there's an education that goes in the very beginning when we're talking to the initial applicant. But we know that it takes at least 3 or 4 weeks to get that application processed. What we have found, or what we tend to, I guess our conclusion is, it's hard sometimes to switch from the planning legislation side to the quasi-judicial. And so if it would make our meetings more streamlined, we could consider that, but then your concern is valid too.
Yeah, that was, and as far as anything earlier than 6, I know I personally can't make anything
Okay.
with work and everything, so.
Okay.
And then the other concern is, so you said if there wasn't a quasi-judicial matter, then we simply wouldn't have a meeting that
Correct.
night. I know in the past, the city council expressed concern about us not having 2 meetings a month.
Yeah.
Would that cross wires with city council and what they're expecting of the planning commission?
It may have impact.
Okay.
Yeah, it may. But in the code, it says that there is cause to cancel a meeting if you don't have a quorum, or if it's not in the best interest of the city. And, all of us sitting here tonight, there is a cost of resources, so we want to use those wisely.
Okay.
Commissioner
We're
Brown.
discussing.
Like what you said, only thing, before we start canceling meetings, I think last month, the training session we had was very, very effective and needed. So maybe we could find one of those slow nights to do some more training with the attorney and the city clerk.
Okay.
'Cause I think a lot of questions got answered last time. So we wouldn't be necessarily every time,
Right.
but that would be something to keep in mind as if we don't have a agenda item to do some more training, because it was helped out a whole lot.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, that would be great. I know that Holly has a lot more training that she would like to do, and she has a lot more hands-on exercises and activities. So having more trainings throughout, I think, would be really helpful
Yeah.
for all of us.
Yeah,
And I know I called into the last meeting and I listened, and the training was super helpful for me, and I think super helpful for the council. So
Yeah, and we had to rush through
We're
that
for it.
because of the agenda. So we had a slow night with no agenda items, be perfect time to. So if the attorney could keep what in the military we call hip pocket training, ready to go at a moment's notice.
Go ahead.
I would just like to point out that there are several things, as the attorney pointed out, she's got a lot of training lined up, and there's several things that the commissioners have requested training on. So at this point, I think 2 meetings, we have enough if it's scheduled in so that we don't have a 4-hour meeting. That 2 meetings will be required to fulfill all of the training requests.
Perfect. Thank you guys for your input. I wanted to also share a couple wins that we've had at the city in the last month or so. One is we were notified by Senator Murkowski's office that we did get a $3 million appropriation for our airport expansion, our runway expansion, and 1.9 million for the water interconnect with Palmer that we're working on. The sewer master plan update RFP went out. We had some really good bids that came in that I know they are in the process of doing an award. The water master plan update RFP is going out to the streets here in the next few days. And then I brought some flyers because there is construction starting at the airport the end of this month, late March, early April, and that's for Taxiway K. That is the west side of the airport where we're going to develop the commercial side. That's about a $11 million investment going into the economy. So just beware if you have a crack in your windshield, just keep that crack. But don't go out there because there's lots of dump trucks and lots of rocks. So just be careful. There's gonna be lots of activity out there. And then I just want to share with you guys, we did go to Juneau and we shared our 2026 legislative priorities that the council shared or approved. We had really good meetings. If you haven't been to Juneau yet, the one thing, our big takeaway is that the state is doing a rewrite of statutes. They're looking for input of how they can streamline the process. One of the priorities we have is to recognize the water, wastewater operators to have a reciprocal agreement with other states like we do with nurses. Because a lot of times we get applicants that have the credentials, but they don't have the experience. Alaska's got one of the highest requirements for experience with water and wastewater. So that's one of the changes. We also gave our input on some of the E911 funds and how those are appropriated. So if you would like, I brought some extra copies here so you guys have them as well. And we'll be going to Washington, D.C. next week to meet with our delegation back there. So thanks for your guys' continued support and bear with me as we go on this journey together again.
Commissioner Brown.
Commissioner Brown, question. Do we have a couple of things on the airport? I'm assuming that construction, that we have purchased all the necessary property around the airport and all that's complete. And do we have a estimated approximate completion date?
So we have not purchased all of the property necessary for 6,000.
Okay.
So we do for 5,100. And we have an application right now for another 20,000 square feet for the only service center for turbojets in the state. And they'll be bringing 15 more mechanics out there. We had 2 King Airs come in last week. We had a pretty sizable medevac jet come in for service, and we're averaging 2 or 3 cargo flights coming in from Western Alaska that's doing their shopping here that would have otherwise done it at Merrill Field. So that's exciting. We also have some new tower out there where we're actually recording every landing, every takeoff, size of plane, where it came from, where it's going, and everything above us. So FAA is quite pleased with the activity that they're seeing. The phase 1 master plan for the airport is done. Phase 2 is done. It is sitting on the FAA's desk right now for approval. And once that's approved, then we will launch into our marketing and start really being intentional. We've had 6 or 7 calls from Fairbanks for companies that are expanding, and they just have a really, really high cost of power up there. So we're doing some arrangements with them, and then we were asked to join a group out of Copper River for DoD support. Some DoD projects that are coming to Alaska and looking at our airport because our master plan is complete as being a strategic partner with them. So lots of great things happening, and yes, thanks for all your support. What we do here is gonna really impact not only tomorrow, but 20 years, and growth isn't always fun.
Another question. You mentioned when it was coming for the water connectivity between us and Palmer. Any dates on that?
What was that?
The completion for the interconnect
yeah.
between Wausau and Palmer.
So we have 90% design complete. And so the next step is to either determine if we do a $10 million connection, which will be fine, or if we go up Trunk Road, which is sizable, 35, 40, but it makes 2 complete loops for each system. We're pretty postured with our delegation about a regional sewer solution. It's gotta be at the forefront of future infrastructure. With our permit that we got from the Corps and the anticipated permit we'll get from DEC for our discharge, that will give us capacity, about 300% capacity, but that still does not meet even one more hotel coming here. So hopefully they'll take our concerns seriously and we can start looking at it as a regional service.
One more question.
Go ahead.
Also, I know there was some concerns about us sending our excess waste to Anchorage, and that was up in the air how long that was going to last. Any feedback from Anchorage that they are tired of hearing from us, or that contract still in place?
I think the last I heard, they too have permits that have expirations and they're gonna have to have some solution. Ours is more just an aging infrastructure.
Right.
Theirs is a permit and there's like billions of dollars that you have to put into these systems to keep them functioning. So, yeah, that's the only answer I have for you, Commissioner. I can't put any more love on that.
One more question.
Okay.
Just remembered I was going to make a comment. After watching the council meeting last night, I thought how refreshing. And I got to thinking, we have been blessed with a clerk that seems to be involved, intelligent. She's been here a year. She's going to be here a while. And I would strongly suggest that our planning clerk be allowed to have training in Robert's Rules of Order in running a meeting. When you see how the clerk, city clerk, is involved in keeping the meeting on track, motions on track, that's what we need. And so if it's possible to afford her the opportunity for training, then that would be very helpful.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll take that into consideration.
Okay, did I get to everybody on comments?
No.
Commissioner Stafford, you're good. He's good. Are you good on comments? You're good.
Does the clerk have any announcements?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
No comments. Thank you.
And that was on the record. Let's,
It's up to you now.
yeah, Chair Seals, my comments are, I would like the commission to take a look at this very carefully. The impacts of this could be well into the future. So I would suggest that this is kind of a Band-Aid and a knee-jerk reaction is my opinion on this. And I don't have a problem with the Band-Aid and a knee-jerk reaction. But as we go through this process, I want wisdom to prevail so that the future is not, of our city is not impacted by this. We need to have mixed use in some areas. And I keep hearing people talk about this pie in the sky walking downtown, but the only way we're going to have a walking downtown is if you can commercialize with commercial underneath and residential above it. And we may think about including in this legislation height of the buildings in certain parts of the city, because if we can go higher, we can monetize more for square footage on the ground. And that'll help pay for the commercial parking that's gonna be needed, all this stuff. So please take a very good look at this. It's gonna happen fast. And I just want to make sure that the future is part of this project right here. That's my comments for tonight. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, this Commissioner Brown, I assume the city attorney will be giving us additional input on the legal side of this next meeting.
That would be the commission's hope.
I'm sure Holly will have comments.
Thank you. Anything else tonight for the good of the order? I have something for the good of the order. YMCA Shoots and Ladders basketball game is coming up April 11th at Wasilla High. Doors open at noon. It's a great family event. I would suggest if you had time to show up. Thank you. With no further business at hand, I'm adjourning this meeting unless objection is raised. Hearing no objection, the meeting is adjourned at